Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name's Max, and we got another Popper League for oh shit. Oh man, I accidentally joined a vintage cube draft. All right, well, I mean, I guess it's just too late. There's nothing I can do. So, I think I'm just gonna have to play this vintage cube draft and go from there. No, but seriously, I'm down to just do a vintage cube draft tonight, switch it up. I usually play a lot of vintage cube draft, but I've been trying to focus on Popper, but gonna switch it up tonight, play a little vintage cube draft. I love this format, super fun. Let's see what we open. I don't have a plan going in here, but we'll see what we do. But let me say before we get too into the draft, my channel is youtube.com/snapbolt. There's a link down below to subscribe. Below that, there's a link to go to the channel, check it out. Like I said, I've been making tons of Popper content, but there's also older vintage cube draft, a bunch of other formats. But mostly I play Popper now, and been trying to focus on that. A lot of sweet brews, good decks as well. Give me a subscribe if you like the content, and if you like this video, throw a like on it. We'll see what we can do in this draft. Just waiting for one more person here. Again, I usually do a bunch of these drafts, but as you can see, no trophies. I have not been doing them very much. I've just been like, when I play Magic, it's usually at night, and I've also often just been like running Pauper Leagues right now. But I'm down to do some cube as well. So one thing you might want to know here, let me actually move this down a little bit, just while I remember. Okay, nice. Okay, one thing you might want to know going into it is I love to take lands. I think I'm going to take a Tundra here. I like to play decks that are like a bunch of different colors. I do also like blue-white control. Tundra is a strong land. Other possible picks out of this pack, we could take Elvish Mystic if we want to go into mono green or a green based ramp deck. Um, Even if you go Storm, you don't want to take Tendrils, you'd want to try to wheel it. Another good take would be Time Warp. Time Warp, I think, is a really strong card. It just allows you to do these like kind of crazy things that a lot of other cards don't allow, but you do need like planeswalkers or things that like take advantage of Time Warp. I mean, it's good regardless. It's always going to be fine, but you do want to build around it a little bit. I'm still going to just take land here. I really like just taking Tundra. Okay, we have some really good options here. Um, there is Factor Fiction, which I'm leaning towards taking. There's Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb is just really strong as just like a Soul Ring land. There's a Council's Judgment as well if we wanted to go into blue white, but I think I just take Foff and be happy with it. This card, it's very, very good still. It's really good card advantage, good card selection, but it's not like what it used to be a couple years ago. It used to just be like slam it first pick. It's great. It's just the best card advantage spell there is. Now, Magic is a little bit more powerful. There's other good cards. That being said, I'm still happy second picking it here over Ancient Tomb. If I had gone Elvish Mystic, maybe I would just go natural order here. But yeah, I think it's a pretty easy FOF here for us. Ooh, there are some good cards. I do like NATO, but I don't think I'm going to take Shark Typhoon. There's Sheldock Isle, which I do really like, and there's also Academy. I think just with Tundra and Factor Fiction, I don't really like going in on Academy that early. I think Sheldock is always just like going to be solid, especially in these blue base decks. So I'm looking to go Sheldock. One of my favorite archetypes is Blue White Control, and Sheldock is fine in that archetype. So I'm just going to take Sheldock there. Hmm. Okay, this is an interesting pick. I can take Godless Shrine if I want to keep taking lands and stay more open. Alternatively, I could take Phyrexian Metamorph or Sower. And I think I like Metamorph. It's like a lot stronger than it looks. It's just a really solid card. 3 mana clone is just great. The fact that it's colorless is nice. It's an artifact. There's other synergies with that. Godless Shrine is good too, especially if we like pick up any white fetch. Um, then having the Godless Shrine makes our Esper mana really good. But I think Metamorph is strong enough, and like I said, I like to go blue white control, so I can lean a little bit towards that. All right, well now there's basically nothing for us. I mean, there's a hoof here, so if we had just like kind of dived into mono green, our deck would be pretty good. I don't know what we would have taken out of the last pack. I wasn't really paying attention, but we would have had Mystic, Natural Order, Crater Hoof already. That would have been pretty sick. We don't even have to be blue white. I don't really want to go into like green necessarily for Crater Hoof. So even taking Botanical is a little sketchy. I could just take Wooded Foothills in case I like want to be some crazy five color deck. I don't really like Repeal, and Porcelain Legionnaire is fine, but it's nothing special. I think the upside on Fetchland here, even though it doesn't go with what we have, in case like our next pick is Fetchland or something, and we just want to go into like a five color deck. Yeah, I kind of wish I took the Godless Shrine over Metamorph now that I see a black white fetch. I think I'm still going to take it. It still gets Tundra, so even if we just end up blue white, Marsh Plats is still really strong. Alternatively, we could take Rakdos Signet. Our green deck would have been insane. I just call this card Soul Ring because it's basically like Soul Ring on a creature. One mana, 1/1, and then you pay two and you have a Soul Ring. So this card is great. I really like it, but I think for what we have and what we're trying to do, I'm still not gonna dive into mono green right now. I think I can make a good deck with what we have. All right, I think I'm just taking dig through time. I have at least one fetch land that I'm basically guaranteed to play, and I have another fetch land that I could play. It's good with dig, and dig is just a fine card. I do like Lodestone Golem a fair amount, but it doesn't really go with what we have. I mean, all we have is lands right now, but yeah, I'm gonna take dig here. All right, now it's not as good as it used to be, but I can still just take Lingering Souls. It's a good card to like splash in blue white because you can just splash the flashback. Not gonna take Niv, I don't think. Doesn't seem that great, honestly. I'm not gonna LSV this and just take Niv. So I'll just take Souls here. Could also take Rex Sage, but yeah, Souls seems strong. Wow, Elvish Mystic came back. Oh god. This green deck is gonna be so good. I mean, could we just go in on this Elvish Mystic and then just be green blue? I mean, I do love blue green, and Elvish Mystic Wheeling is a massive sign. That being said, I could still just take Sacred Foundry here. I don't really like Felidar Retreat that much. Sacred Foundry or Mystic, it's a huge turning point. I just don't really want to just try to dive into mono green still, or at least blue green. And of course, there's a Garruk. I think I can just take Concealed Courtyard. I just love starting with so many lands here. We could also take Boros Signet, but I think with Lingering Souls, I think Concealed Courtyard's the pick. I don't think Prime Speaker Vanifar is really playable. Don't think we really need a Legion's Landing, but Skull Clamp could make our deck if we get more synergy with it. Not a huge factory fan in Cube, especially when I'm trying to play a lot of colors here. It looks like we have nothing, but I think this is actually a decent start. So we're pretty well set up to just be Esper at this point. Oops, I didn't click on a card in time. I might have taken Palancron anyway. All right, I'll take a Containment Freeze for the board. Probably won't start a Relic either. All right, not the best start, but again, we do have a bunch of lands, which leaves us more open to take what we want now. Okay, no power again, but Fractured Identity. I think it's the best 5-drop in the cube. This card is so strong. If you don't know, it exiles a non-land permanent, so any creature or like planeswalker or enchantment or anything, and then basically you get to create a token that's a copy of it. So you get any enter the battlefield effects. Yeah, they can bounce the token, but usually get so much value just from that, and then they can't like kill your like mind control aura or anything. Like it's just hard to deal with it. This card is just way stronger than it looks, and it looks good. It is. I like I said, I think it's the best 5-drop in the cube, and we're gonna slam it here. All right. There's a lot of good options here. Oh, that'd be cool if they had if they maybe they'll have to do it next time, but like the Time Spiral remastered old border cards, I would love it. Like if this ever-flowing chalice is like the old border one from Time Spiral Remastered, which just came out today. I think that would be pretty sick. I do like Mole Drifter. Obviously, we're not cradling here. I don't hate Riftwing either. This card has always been solid. It's still fine. I'm still just going to take Worn Power Stone. We don't really know where we're going to be end up, but even 3 mana Soul Ring that enters the battlefield tapped is still pretty good, surprisingly. I think it's the pick over Drifter. Do love me a Mole Drifter. Yeah, if that was an old border Mole Drifter, oh wow. Oko? I mean, I just have to take Oko over Glen, right? Oko is like one of the most powerful cards in the cube. Take Oko over Glen, and is it Signet? Our mana doesn't really support it yet, but if I get a land that can be fetched by, like, let's say Wooded Foothills and or Marsh Flats, and I can just splash this Oko out. I do love Glen Elendra as well. I think it's actually pretty close considering that our mana much better supports Glen, but I just don't really think I can pass an Oko here. I don't have power, so I think getting a really strong card in Oko that can just win the game on its own is good. All right, there is Upheaval. My only mana ramp right now is Worn Power Stone. In the same vein, I could take Ugin. I think in this deck, Ugin might be better than Upheaval. Because Upheaval, like if I just get to 8 mana and Upheaval, it's not that insane. But if I get to 8 mana in Ugin, it should win the game. I think just like with what we have, taking another wave that I can just be like, okay, here's my thing. Now I win. I think it's good and it seems like a solid card that goes with what we have. I can just get this Palinchron out of here. Don't want everyone to have to keep looking at that. All right, now we can take Basalt Monolith. Nice. Goes well with Ugin. It's fine with like Fractured Identity. We can get more stuff with it. It's, I think, an easy Basalt Monolith here. This card's strong. Just another big mana ramp rock, basically. So I could go a little bit deep here and take Kozilek. Could also just take Gideon Jura. I don't think I can take Seagate Stormcaller. I haven't seen lands to splash this Oko yet, so if we missed out on a Glen Elendra, it sucks, but I think the upside of Oko is worth it. I saw, was it Doomwake? He posted on Twitter and like he was talking about he had like pack one, pick one, discuss, and it was, which Mox was it? It might have been red Mox or green. I think it was green Mox versus Oko, pack one, pick one. And him and a lot of other strong players were saying Oko. I would still take Mox there, but um, Oko is that good that people are taking it over Mox. I'm just gonna take Gideon there. All right. Now I think I just take Orzhov Signet. I want to take Battle Ball, but I think with like Dig, Fractured Identity, Gideon, Ugin, I just want to ramp. This also fixes my mana for Lingering Souls. Yeah, I like Battle Ball more than most, but still think Signet's just the pick here. All right. I think this is a pretty easy Frost Titan. I like Frost Titan a lot. It's actually, I think, one of the stronger Titans, and we have now Signet, Worn Power Stone, Basalt Monolith to ramp it out. So our deck's looking fine here. All right, we can take a Sad Robot. Definitely not taking Blightsteel. Do not tell me that's the pick. Could take Stomping Ground. Doesn't really help our mana. It could help a splash, but Solemn can help a like us play an Oko with a forest or something, especially if we get a Signet later or something. All right, nice. So Marsh Flats now can get Temple Garden. So Marsh Flats can get Tundra and Temple Garden. So it can, Marsh Flats can now get a swamp, a tundra, or a Temple Garden. So it can basically get any. This Marsh Flats just like became insane in our deck with this Temple Garden. Definitely taking Temple Garden over Kaya because taking Temple Garden allows us to just splash this Oko really easily. All right, I'm going to take land over Jar here. Jar doesn't seem that insane in this deck, and I like lands. We also don't. I mean, our only white cards are Souls, and I mean, I guess we have a Fractured Identity too. We probably do want to be base blue white. I guess I'll just take a Brimaz. Could side that in. Ooh, can we play a Showdown of the Scalds? I think I don't like Rebel Arc. I never play this, and I don't really like English Unmaking that much. I'm just gonna take Showdown. I think it's just a strong enough card. Could even play Ancient Grudge as well, potentially. I mean, we have Sacred Foundry, so yeah, this is the power of taking a bunch of lands. Oh man, I really do want to take Steam Vents, especially with the couple good red cards we just got. But I think it's just Library. I know Library is, again, one of those cards similar to FOF, where it's not as good as it used to be, but when you're on the draw and you just go like turn one Library go, and then you're drawing an extra card every turn for like the first 4 or 5 turns, that's usually enough to win still. As long as they don't come out of the gate swinging, like you win almost all of games that you have Library in your opening seven. Steam Vents is tempting. It turns this wooded foothills into a blue land as well, but I think I'm just gonna Library. It might be greedy, but I just like that card too much. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be short on playables. I'm probably not playing this Skull Clamp, but I could take Colonnade here. I think I'm gonna take it. Other good takes could be like Tireless Tracker, which is a little sketchy on the mana, or Phantasmal Image. Right now we have, I guess this Wooded Hills also gets a Sacred Foundry, so I can play it right now because it gets Temple Garden and Sacred Foundries, so it gets green or white mana. But that being said, we have 3 green sources right now. Oh no, we have 4, right? No, we have 3 green sources. Yeah. Still think I'm just supposed to take Colonnade, make my mana better, and it's just a good card, it's just a good threat. All right, now I can take. I don't even know if I need this actually. Hmm. Might take it anyway. I don't hate Nahiri, but I also don't love it. I don't think I want to take a Lily. People are probably going to yell at me for taking too many lands, but I think it's actually pretty good. We have a Tundra, but a second blue white land's not bad. Alternatively, we could take like Wall of Omens or Nahiri. I'd probably take Nahiri, but I think I'm just gonna land. Just try to get enough playables. Okay, well, I like Wormcoil a lot. I just always like end up putting it in my deck, and it's always good. We have a lot of ways to ramp into it, so I like it. Our curve is also pretty bad, so I definitely want to prioritize another Signet or two if we can find one. But I'm just gonna slam Worm in this pack. All right, well, I think Coalition Relic's pretty perfect for us. This also, if you have 4 lands in a Coalition Relic, you can cast a 6 drop on 5. It also fixes our colors, helps our splashes. This card is still great. It's still really strong. Savannah would be fine. Spirebluff would be fine. Sun Titan could even be fine. But I'm going to slam Coalition Relic. Maybe we'll get something out of that pack late. That'd be nice. Ooh, wow. That's a pretty late Tinker. Hmm. I mean, Thief of Sanity is really strong. Golos is a consideration. I just don't really think I can tinker with my best target being Wormcoil Engine, and I don't have that many artifacts. I have 4, potentially 5 cheap ones. I think I just Thief of Sanity over Golos here. Golos isn't like getting that much. I mean, getting a library doesn't really do that much. Getting a manland is okay. Tinker is reasonable, but Thief of Sanity can win games too. Oh, Elspeth Sun's Champion sounds good, but I think I just need to take a 2 drop. Look at our curve. It's our curve is so bad, and we have two good sixes, a good 8, and 2 good 5s. Like I think we just need to ramp, and this fixes our green mana as well. I think it's a pretty obvious Simic Signet here. Not gonna take Wake. If I wasn't taking Signet, I would slam Elspeth. Okay, Zoom update. Thank you. Just downloaded Zoom, even though I think I already had it. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's actually that close. I think, like I said, I need to prioritize signets here. I think I'm going to do it here. I'm glad we didn't end up going into mono green because after we wheeled that first Mystic, we got cut pretty hard. Portal is just a strong card. Seems pretty good in this deck. Let's take it and play it. Be happy with it. All right, and we wield the steam vents. Wow, that is huge. Okay, let's get this out of here. I know it works with souls, but it's about all it works with. We don't have many creatures, and a couple of them are just finishers anyway. Definitely slamming steam vents, and then I can play these red cards. So I'm just gonna be kind of like blue white ish base, but kind of just blue white and then splash red, splash green, splash black. But my mana's actually pretty good. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna be like blue white, splash all the colors. I actually do like Goldspan Dragon. I don't think my mana can really cast that. I could just take a Trigon Predator and maybe I can cast that. I just don't think I can cast a red card that well. I think a blue green card is easier to cast. I might just sideboard that. I mean, I'm probably not playing any of these cards. I can just take a Revoker. This is 18 land right now, which I'm definitely going to want to play 18 lands. So I don't really need another playable, but I think this is the list how I'm going to play it right now. Hmm. Can take like an explosion for the expansion for the sideboard. I think I can just take an Ulamog also in case they're trying to mill me out. Seems fine. Wow, Deceiver coming around late. I'll just hate it. I don't care about any of those other cards. Okay, we have Stoneforge plus Skull Clamp combo. Could also take a Condemn. That might be better against like mono red and stuff. Definitely not playing this fast bond off the splash. Definitely not. Okay, now this is where it gets kind of difficult because we need to count out like our sources and see how many cards of each color we have. So this is actually black card basically. This is red and this is our only green card. All right. Now we need to check out our sources. So let's just see how many green sources we have to start. I think we don't need to play any forests. Let's see, Coalition Relic can get in there. We have like plenty of green sources here. Marsh Flats is also a green source. So we have 5 green sources. Am I missing anything? No. Okay, so 0 forests. Let's see how many black sources we have. Let's get these out of here. Marsh Flats is definitely a black source. Vents, Courtyard. So 5 black sources as well. I think that's enough. I mean, Solemn Simulacrum can get basic lands, so that even adds another source if we choose to play a basic. But I think with 5 sources, we don't even really need to because we only have 1 black card and then 1 card with flash black for black mana. So I think that's fine. Coalition Relic goes a long way in fixing our mana. Okay, now let's check red. We have 2 red cards that we actually do want to cast. I'm definitely playing this Grudge. See, but as you can see, we took so many lands, but we still ended up with enough playables. And if we had to, we could just play like a Trigon Predator or a Revoker or a Relic or a Condemn. These cards aren't great, but if we had to have one more playable, if we were 1 or 2 short, we'd be fine playing those and our mana would still be great. So, okay, Marsh Flats is another red source. Just continue counting the red. Wooded Foothills is another red source as well. So that's 5 red sources. So we probably want at least 1 mountain, going up to 6. Yeah, 1 mountain is probably fine. Now let's check blue. We're gonna need some islands, but we also have a bunch of blue sources. I'm also counting signets here, which is a little loose, but it's fine. Marsh Flats definitely a blue source, so that's already 8 blue sources. Wooded Foothills also is a blue source. Our mana's, like I said, gonna be pretty good here. How many white? I'll just count it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A million white sources. 4, 2, 1. That's 6, 7. I can play 1 more land. I can play a forest or I can play a swamp, or I can play even another island. I think I want to play either forest or swamp. It's good with solemn. Even though Oko is more powerful, I do have technically two black cards, so I think I can just do this. Yep, I think this is fine. Like I said, I think our mana is gonna be good. Oh, this is way too many lands. Did I just miscalculate? This is 20 lands. I'm like, yeah, I can just play like a million lands. I mean, what happened? Was it just 20 playables? I just totally miscalculated. I've never done that before. Okay, embarrassing for me. So let's get Swamp out of there. And then I can get Plains out of there too. I have like 10 white sources. So I'm still have like 9. I think 18 lands is actually good. I can play Trigon Predator. I could just play Revoker because it's a 2-drop and easy to cast. It's like I said, it's not great, but I think it goes fine in this deck. And then as my last playable, I just played Trigon Predator. I think that's fine. Again, it doesn't really fit this deck, but it's just like we don't have any other naturalize effects, and it's just a good card. Can really crush people when it goes unanswered. Could also play a Brimez, play an extra planes and play a Brimez. It is white white, but I mean this also costs green, which is relevant. And I have a bunch of white sources. I mean Brimez is just like a fine card, right? Cut an island, play another planes, go up to like a million white sources, play a Brimaz. I think I'm gonna play it like this, and then I can side in Brimaz if it's gonna be good in the matchup, be like a big roadblock. We're about to play 20 lands there. I could also just not play Trigon Predator and play 19 lands. People are gonna like think I'm crazy, but it's basically mine and my brother's patented cubing strategy is just having a bunch of good cards and then just playing so many lands and especially when you have a lot of man lands or lands that do stuff, uh, it reduces the like your punishment for getting flooded, and then you always cast all your spells because you have a million sources of each color. You're never like missing land drops. But I still think 18 land is going to be fine, especially with triple like mana rock, double signet. So this deck is not great. It's not explosive, but we have strong cards. So let's go round one. This draft was pretty insane, and we were about to play 20 lands. So yeah, I'll see you in round one. All right, welcome to round one. We're against Caleb Durward. What's up? This is one of the biggest Magic streamers, so pretty cool to play against them. Would you like to play first? Yes. Keep this hand for sure. Durward's a good drafter. Let's see what we can do here. Um, just lead Foothills pass. I'll probably hop into Durward's chat after this. Botanical Sanctum Preordain, huh? All right, what you on? Let's go fetch. What do we want to get? We do want to get a green source. So I guess I'm just getting Temple Garden here. And then I think I'm just going to go Island or Zod Signet. And then I can just play Oko next turn. Oko plus Marsh Flats. Thief of Sanity is also not a bad play, but I think just getting Oko down seems strong. Could also play Oko, make Orzhov Signet a 3/3 attack, especially against Mana Crypt. I don't hate that. There's a library, not really on time. I don't want to turn their Mana Crypt into... I could also just, I mean, playing Trigon Predator is also an interesting line. It's not bad. They have 5 cards in hand. They have a million mana. Again, I can... Getting Oko down, making this a 3/3 seems pretty good. I could always make their Dynamo a 3/3 next turn. If we could have just gotten Trigon down one turn earlier. I mean, it still might be good. I just feel like they're likely to have an answer to it. He's just going to answer it. All right, I think I'm going to go Oko, make this a 3/3 attack, and then put them under pressure of their mana crypt. I think I like it. Let's just go. Let's just go in. Just try to make them lose some mana crypt flips. All right, they won the first one. Super lucky. We had like a good chance to win that flip, but we lost. Nissa? Oh, geez, that is disgusting. Okay, are they going to play another spell after attacking? Okay, they attack Oko. I don't want to give them any more 3/3s by plussing Oko, but I can still make a food, maybe trade with a land. We'll see. 5 mana. Choop, kill my thing. Jeez, we're dead here. That was a pretty insane draw. Simic Signet. All right, well, I can make Simic Signet a 3/3 and then also play another creature to block Choop. I can play Predator. Or no, I can't do both. Can't quite do both. I can go play Simic Signet and land, tap it for mana, play Trigon Predator. And then I could make my Signet a 3/3, but it'd be tapped. I could also just make a food token. But then my Oko is going to die to their Nissa. This is just going to be rough here. I feel like I'm supposed to just go Simic Signet into Trigon Predator and then make my Simic Signet a 3/3 with Oko. I know it'll be tapped, but I think that's my best line. It's pretty weird, but yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Just go Library, Simic Signet, Trigon, 3/3, go. This is just, I mean, they just went turn 2 Crypt into Dynamo, turn 3 Nissa into Choop. I mean, that's pretty insane against our mid range deck. We're hanging in there, but yeah, it's not looking great. So now Oko is just going to go down. And then maybe I can attack, kill Dynamo. Use my 3/3 to survive. I can play a Thief of Sanity next turn. But yeah, Oko's almost like assuredly going down. So they'll probably attack multiple things at Oko. I mean, I wonder if I had just gone Oko plus on Thran Dynamo. I felt like that wasn't a good line. All right, Oko goes down. Their 5 mana Planeswalker is stronger than our 3 mana Planeswalker. Biogenic Ooze. We don't really have any Wraths also, so yeah, this is looking pretty bad. Jeez, Venser or something? Oh, Vendilion click me? Sure. So they're just gonna leave it, and then I'm gonna lose. And I don't think I really have outs. Oh, I don't even have a swamp for this Marsh Flats. Yeah, that's a mistake. I thought I did. Pretty bad. All right, I'm just gonna concede. Just go next game. GG's. All right, so they're like kind of a rampy artifact type deck. I definitely want Trigon over Brimaz in this matchup. Don't think I want Oblivion Stone, although I could like just randomly get them. I think I'm just gonna run it. I mean, we have great cards in the matchup. We have Ancient Grudge, we have Trigon Predator, we have Fractured Identity, and just a bunch of other strong cards. So let's run it. See if we can take out Caleb D here. See you in game 2. All right, game two, we're on the play. Yeah, I'm keeping this hand. I mean, our deck is not fast. I'm not going to mulligan this hand if it has good mana, Coalition Relic, Oko. I mean, turn three Oko is like fine for our deck. We're not really expecting to do much more than that. They mulligan to six. I always forget to move this up, so I apologize. I know it's nice to see the game log. I'll try to be better about that. It just resets itself every time. I'll just play that tapped. Next turn I can play Wooded Foothills and then crack that. Then just definitely playing Oko on three. Oh, Ancestral? Jeez. Alright, well, what does Wooded Foothills actually get here? Wooded Foothills can get... I needed to get a green source. So it it has to get Temple Garden. So Wooded Foothills has to get Temple Garden. So I think I'm supposed to play Mountain here, and then I can just take some damage, Wooded Foothills, to get my green source. Because if I play Mountain, then I can have Grudge up this turn and then still play Oko next turn. All right, let's just do it. I don't want to shock in Sacred Foundry. I'd rather just play Mountain. Then I can go fetch shock, take 3 damage, and just play an Oko. I'm hoping they just like do something again like Crypt into Dynamo. It wouldn't be that bad here because I get to just kill the Dynamo. JVP. Okay, that is kind of bad. They can flashback Ancestral Recall eventually. I could 3-3 their JVP. I could elk it so they can't even loot, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'd rather just make a food. Giving them a 3-3 is like a real cost. Making them a 3-3, it's not terrible, but yeah, I think I'm just going to food token. And then I can just make this a 3-3, start attacking. Just, I mean, that JVP might get to flashback Ancestral as early as next turn. Wow, they discard Dynamo. Interesting. Thanks, okay. Don't love to see that. So I can 3-3 their JVP, but I think I want to 3-3 my food first. Let's just go play Marsh Flats, play Coalition Relic. I can also minus Oko, take your JVP, give you a food, but then my Oko's gonna die. I think I can try to do that next turn. I mean, if they put one card in the yard, they're gonna flip their Jace. Maybe I am supposed to just take it and lose my Oko. It seems pretty bad though. And if I plus target Jace, then they get to attack my Oko for 6 down to 1. I mean, taking their JVP seems pretty good, right? Oh no, then when I flip, it goes back to their side. You exile it, and then it's owner's control. Yeah, so that doesn't even work either. I just don't think I can allow them to flashback Ancestral. All right, well, they'd have to go put a card in the graveyard, then loot. Yeah, it's not that hard. They can just go like fetch land, activate, flashback Ancestral. Just don't think I can allow that. All right, I just have to do this. Could have done that last turn, but I chose not to. Mind twist me for 3. Okay. Resolves. This just becomes a 3-3 green elk. So they attack Oko down to 1. I have nothing left pretty much. Just get our Tundra now. Charge. Okay, we have nothing. Sure. I could have taken their Jace and just not done anything with it, but I think this is okay. Just elk our food. Our Oko is going to die here, which sucks. And then just pass. We have some good draws, but yeah, that Mind Twist was brutal for sure. All right, they choop. We're in trouble. We're in a really bad spot. If I draw like a Frost Titan or something here, it'd be good, but they still have 5 cards in hand. And they've cast Ancestral and Mind Twist this game. Grudge doesn't do anything. I'll just play this, pass. I've only played one spell this game and it was Oko, right? Yeah, we're dead. Caleb took us out easy mode. I think our deck wasn't bad, but we got crushed here. Go to 2. And then I think I have no outs. GG's. I'm going to pop into Caleb's chat and see what's up, and then I'll see everyone for round 2 here. All right, after getting destroyed by Durward there, gonna keep this hand. It's not great, but we could turn 2 Ancient Grudge, turn 3 Metamorph, maybe turn 4 Showdown. I just popped into Caleb's chat and he just like had already started the next round, and he just went like turn 1 land, Mana Crypt, Birthing Pod, and he had a Baleful Strix in hand, and I was like, Jesus, man, that is insane. That deck was nuts. And we just got crushed by Nissa there. All right, let me fix this. Remember to fix this. I guess I could move this down even farther as well, but I don't know if I want it all the way down here. Maybe that's fine. All right, they took an Ancient Grudge. Okay, we cannot flash it back yet. Just play a Steam Vents. I've been playing so much Pauper. I'm definitely a little rusty with my cube like gameplay, but I think I played fine. I don't know if there was that much I could have done. I was just a little bit flooded. They're going to take Showdown here, maybe. This might just be Reanimator with a bunch of hand disruption. Don't know who this opponent is. Okay. Well, Coalition Relic's a good draw. Just slam that next turn. If they go Inquisition into Duress and to like reanimate something on this turn, that's pretty impressive here. Our deck is definitely not that great. We didn't really get like the moxes or power that we need, but our deck is slow, methodical, powerful cards. We can definitely get some wins. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up 2-1. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up 1-2. I'd be bummed if we end up 0-3. I've done 3 drafts this season, and I think I've 2-1'd all of them. They take my dig through time. They drain for 2? Oh, because they want to discard Scarab God to reanimate it. Okay, well, I can copy it if that's the case. Library, huh? I think because I already have blue and red mana, I think I just go Library Coalition Relic. I'm not anywhere near activating this library, and I'm not going to keep cards in hands to try to do so. All right, Graveyard pops out. It's like, hey, I'm here. I'm Ancient Grudge. I can be cast. I know, I know. All right, I wouldn't be surprised if they reanimate Scarab God this turn. They do. Okay. So I'm going to have to go Metamorph, copy the Scarab God. And then my Scarab God actually beats theirs because mine's a 5/5 and theirs is going to be a 4/4, which is pretty funny. Factor Fiction. Factor Fiction is good. I still think I want to just make a Scarab God here. Let's see. Don't have enough mana to activate anyway. I think I might as well just tap like this and just not pay any life. They have one card left. No creatures in the graveyard. Just make a Scarab God pass. We have Ancient Grudge available. We can also just charge Relic. Now, also, Scarab God is like insane against them because if they bin any more creatures, I can eat them with Scarab God. All right, they go to 0 cards in hand. They cannot attack. No creatures in the yard. Ooh, Factor Fiction's kind of scary if they have this because they can just eat anything they put in the yard. Didn't think about that. Charge counter. Land. Okay, let's see. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 mana. And I'm kind of scared to even Factor Fiction because if there's 2 creatures and they put them in 2 different piles, they're going to be able to eat one of them with Scarab God. Then they just get so much value. Man, that sucks. How many creatures do we have? 7 creatures. So again, if I hit 1 creature and they put it by itself, I have to take that creature. And if I hit 2 creatures, they're going to get to eat one of them. This is such a funny situation where I'm not able to cast Factor Fiction into this right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can cast it next turn because then I can have one activation up. And then if they go to activate, I can activate in response. So I think that's going to be my line. I'm just going to have to do nothing this turn. I guess I can attack. They're at 22, I'm at 18, but I think I'm fine trading here. 5 for 4. I do want to charge my Coalition Relic rather than kill their Mox Ruby. That could be wrong, but again, I want to make 8 mana next turn so I can go Factor Fiction plus leave up Scarab God activation. So that is what I'm going to do. I think attacking there is fine as well. Let's charge. Okay, Colonnade. Still going to play Mountain again. I want to go up to 8 mana. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I can just cast Factor Fiction right now. Again, leaving up Scarab God activation here. All right, we hit 1 creature and it's a Solemn. But if they put Solemn by itself, I obviously just take 4 cards. Now I don't care about them putting a creature in the yard because again, I have Scarab God activation available. These 4 cards versus Gideon, I'm taking these 4 in hand for sure. They have 1 card left. Maybe they're thinking, what other card do I want to put with Gideon? Like if they put Shelldock with Gideon, that's actually a little bit annoying. I guess then I just take Shelldock plus Gideon. Yeah, I think I just take this in my hand, and then I can just play Shelldock next turn. I guess it's not even that good yet. I can't really play any of this stuff. Let's see, if I take this pile and put it into my hand, I could just slam a Solemn. Attack. Doesn't seem that bad. This pile seems good though. I get a Gideon in my hand. Yeah. And then if they ever tap mana, I get to just bring my Solemn back with Scarab God. Yeah, they're going to try to take this right now. That's not correct. I don't know if they realize that I can do it right now. Maybe they're going to like reanimate or something on their turn, but I can just do this in response. Then I get the creature. So that's why I waited. So now I have a 4/4 Solemn. So this just worked out really nicely. because I just get island, and then I attack for 5. And then if they attack, I can just take, and then I have 9 power here. Can also play Colonnade next turn over Shell Dock even. And then next turn I will grudge their Mox. I even get to scry one and have them lose one because I have a zombie now. Yeah, they just concede. They just shouldn't. In that situation, if you're the opponent, what you should do is just not activate. You just have to untap because then I can't activate either. So neither player should activate basically because whoever activates, the other player will then activate and then get the token. So if they needed to just pass back to their turn and then we both basically always have to leave up activation to stop the Scarab God from doing its thing. But yeah, they reanimated Scarab God and it was fine. Relic seems good against Reanimator. Containment Priest seems good. Don't know if I need Condemn. Trigon, even though we saw one Mox, I think Trigon can come out. It's probably one of the weaker cards. I can leave in Grudge. What's my other cut? Dig Through Time's a little slow, but I think it's fine. Revoker actually seems decent. I can name Gristlebrand. I can name Scarab God. I don't really want to go down to 17 lands. Definitely want Relic. Lingering Souls is like whatever. I mean, I could clock them with it. I guess it's good against discard. I think I'm supposed to keep it. Showdown might be a little bit clunky. Like, how much do the +1/+1 counters matter? Maybe they do. It's still a big draw spell. Could just cut Dig Through Time. It seems weird, but I think I'll just try that. So just like it is a little bit slow. I don't know if it's exactly what matters in this matchup. Okay, well, nice. We have a relic that I can play on turn 1. They did show 2 1-mana discard spells, so they can Inquisition or Duress us here. Mox Ruby into Collective Brutality. Hopefully they just like somehow discard 1 card. Oh, they do Collective Brutality us, but that cannot take Relic. Problem is if they have a turn 2 Reanimate on Grave Titan, I can't actually stop it. Because if I go just Relic tap, they just exile Brutality here. If they took Fact or Fiction because that was the only thing they could take, they know these 6. Turn 1 Brutality. If they have turn 2 Reanimate, that again, that's impressive. They need to have Animate Dead or something in their hand. If they do, we probably lose. But what do you want? We're on the draw. We have a relic. Turn 1 discard into turn 2 reanimate is pretty insane if they have that. And if not, then I get to just like not let them reanimate basically ever. All right, Murderous Rider hard cast. Okay, that's good for me. I like it. So now I can just tap relic, exile their Grave Titan, and then I can feel safe to play my Orzhov Signet. I know they could discard and reanimate, but I'm not going to just like never play on curve to stop that. They have to have another discard outlet plus a reanimate in 2 cards and have enough mana to do all that. Just feels good that I got that out of their yard. I don't really care about taking 2 off this. Solemn. I mean, Lingering Souls is also not bad. I think Solemn is better though. Just go for Solemn. Again, I don't think I need to leave up Relic activation. This might be a little bit greedy, but this increases my overall mana count. Just exile that. So again, they're going to need a discard outlet plus a reanimate right now, which is really hard to do. Hard cast a Liliana. Okay. So they plus mill two to necromancy and a swamp. All right, well, I'm getting closer and closer to this Ugin. So I just basically need to get to Ugin here and I win. And I have a souls here. Shelldock, interesting. One, two, three, four, five, potentially 6 mana. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. It becomes a zombie and is black. All right, well, I can always Relic in response to that. Let's just tap Relic, target them. I'm just thinking if I attack Liliana here, and I think I do, then if they don't want this to lose loyalty, they have to trade. I get to draw a card. I see what I draw. Now I want to leave up Relics. I'm likely not going to go Souls plus Flashback. I guess I could and just play a Steam Vents untapped. We'll see what I draw. Use the ability? Yeah, I want to use the ability. Showdown. Okay. I'm going to go for Steam Vents, and then next turn I can just play Showdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm still a ways off this Ugin. Let's go to 12. Let's just go Lingering Souls, Flashback, Lingering Souls, leave up Relic. Guess I'll just leave up Basic so it's harder to basically fuck with my land. All right. Pass. Their Liliana's already at 6, but I have 4 spirits. I can continue to take damage off Murderous Rider. All right, they choose a non-creature card. Okay, they can choose Ugin. They could also just choose Showdown here, but then I'm pretty close to this Ugin at this point. I think they have to take it. Yeah. They attack with Murderous Rider. I mean, I can just quad block it, trade 2 spirits for it. I kind of like that. They could just plus Liliana here as well, though. Spellseeker. Okay. Maybe I'm not supposed to trade for it because I can start pumping up these spirits with my Showdown. Are they going to get some type of reanimate spell with the Spellseeker? Oh, they even have a 1-2 flying. Ooh, Demonic Tutor? Tutor for tutor? Sure. That's funny. All right, I am going to just trip block this because they have a 1-2 flying. So I'm going to just trade 2 spirits. And then if they want to minus Liliana to bring this back, I can either crack Relic or just let it happen. Either way. Oh no, this gets put on the bottom of their library. Okay, nice. I like this line then. So they're gonna, oh, they forgot to use Liliana. Okay, classic cube. It's untap. They forgot to use Liliana. We'll probably just still lose by a lot. Let's see. How am I supposed to happen? Am I supposed to use Orzhov's Signet? I think so. I think I'm supposed to tap like this. I could also not tap the planes and leave up planes plus Steam Vents. I guess that's what I'll do. Just tap like this. Go Showdown. They have Demonic Tutor in hand. I'm at 12. They still have a Liliana. I'm gonna say could draw a Revoker here, but we don't. See, I do want to leave up Relic activation if possible. Metamorph, I can play Metamorph, copy Freebooter, take your Demonic. It's not bad. I go to 10. I have a 1-2 flying. Alternatively, I can play Simic Signet plus a library. I wonder if taking Demonic Tutor is where I want to be. Then all they can really do is just plus Liliana. make a 2/2, and that's like their entire turn. I mean, again, they only have one card in hand, and it's Demonic Tutor. I think that's good enough. So I'm just going to take their freebooter. Them not using Liliana was pretty bad for them. Take that, and then pass. Can't attack into their 1/2 flying. But next turn, I can start putting counters on my stuff with Showdown, and then start attacking their Liliana. Okay, they mill a Deluge and a land. Sure. No attacks. And start putting counters on my freebooter. Yep, trigger. Showdown. We draw a fetch land. Sure. Just go exile. Do it now. Let's just go play Simic Signet. Counter here. Play Colonnade. I could play Sheldock because then next turn I can use it to cast something, but playing a Colonnade is also pretty good here. Let's play Colonnade. I can play Sheldock next turn. I know it's a little bit slow, but let's go with Salt Monolith. Do I put a counter on Spirit? Not 10. Can attack with two things at Liliana. All right, I'm going to do it. Spread the love. Showdown pretty strong. And attack Liliana, attack Liliana. Still have Relic activation up. Lily goes to 3. They'll probably just plus it here. Try to hit me for some damage. Okay, they mill a Pack Rat. It's fine. They play a land. Interesting. They're just not planning on reanimating Pack Rat ever, I guess. I think I could just trade Spirit for Spellseeker to save my own life total. I think that's fine. They're not attacking with Freebooter. Interesting. Maybe they thought I wouldn't block there, or they're scared of Colonnade. Could pop Relic here, but I think just keeping it around feels safer. All right, we drew a land, so we can't really cast any spells this turn, which sucks. Just go play a Sheldock. Containment Priest is our best hit. Ugh. Do not like that. I could just crack Relic now. I think I'm going to do that considering I just hit a Containment Priest. Just need to find any answer to this. Let's just pop this now. Okay, there's a Worm Coil. Okay, that's something I can do now. So I even get a Showdown trigger now. 3, 4, 5, 6. Worm Coil. I think I put a counter here. And then I think I just attack with both at Liliana. Yep, seems good. And then I need to dodge some type of crazy reanimate with 2 cards in hand. And then next turn I can Containment Priest in response to anything, and I can just win with Worm Coil now. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's just fire up a Colonnade here. Attack with everything. Showdown was sick. It was like a 4 mana draw 4, give my team +3 power. Again, and they can never have this die, or we kind of just go off. Should have left up one more blue mana, but wasn't really paying attention. Mole Drifter. So that was cast. So Containment Priest doesn't actually stop that. But if they try to reanimate it here, it does. Show and tell. So I have to just now I just activate Shelldock, cast Containment Priest. Then I let Show and Tell resolve, and then they can't put anything in because Containment Priest just counters it. Essentially, it just exiles it. I get to put a land in. Let's go. Gristlebrand. Wow. They had the Gristlebrand. They had the Show and Tell Gristlebrand. Jeez. That might have been good enough for them to get there. The put in Gristlebrand and then concede. I wonder if they knew that that was going to happen because they paused for a second after like the Gristle. Maybe they were just conceding, but all right, 1-1. Let's see if we can pull it out. Caleb D crushed us. We were able to get there against Reanimator. I don't think Reanimator is a very good archetype. And let's go round 3. I'll see you there. All right, welcome to round 3. Would you like to play first? Yes. This hand is not good, so naturally I'm going to snap keep. I mean, again, this deck is not fast, and I have 5 lands. I have a bunch of colors of mana. I mean, my mana should always be good, but I have a turn 3 Basalt Monolith, and then an Ugin. Any spell I draw, mostly I can cast. So, yeah, I think I'm supposed to keep. So this Marshflats does not actually get a black source the way we built our mana, right? I was supposed to add a swamp that I just never did. Yeah, definitely should have had one swamp in the mana base, so punished for just not paying close enough attention, but we're having fun. This is just cube. I think we'll live. I think I'll just lead Temple Garden. Then I'll probably just play Steam Vents. Does this Wooded Foothills can get a Sacred Foundry? Turn 1 Soul Ring? Ancient Grudge? 8 drop instead. Soul Ring is scary, that's for sure. All right, no play. Is Sacred Foundry the last land? Or is there 2? Oh, there's Mountain. Coalition Relic. I think I play that instead of Basalt. Can't really do much next turn anyway. Next turn I can cast Dig Through Time. Hopefully they just don't do anything here. Yeah, this is good for me. Oh, they are. Teferi or something? Oh, Gush? Hardcast Gush? That is not what I was expecting. So now I can just dig through time on my turn. I could also just play a Basalt Monolith and threaten an Ugin next turn. I mean, just gonna do that, right? Go Basalt, pass the turn. Yeah, and just try to play Ugin next turn most likely. Hopefully they just tap out for some threat that they drew, and then I can answer it with Ugin. If they have threat plus counterspell here, it'd be bad. Even if they have Frost Titan or something here, it might be okay. Elspeth? Okay, this is good for me. Now I can just Ugin -6, and then I'm just left with an Ugin. I guess they could have Force of Will or Force of Negation, but I mean I can't play around like a force basically. I just have to jam while they're tapped out. It doesn't get much better than this. So do I have to just get plains here? Oh, no, I have a Tundra and a Hallowed Fountain. Suppose I just get Hallowed. Charge. Then just cast Ugin here. This mana base though. This looks like a crazy weird modern deck, million different fetches out. Doesn't matter what color I add. Just go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Playing around days already. So Ugin, again, -6 to deal with the Elspeth and the soldiers. And then just play a tap Steam Vents. Pass. This game is not over, but I mean, we do have an Ugin in play, and we have a Dig Through Time that we can cast. Okay, Council of Judgment the Ugin. Okay, that's something. That is not bad. Looks like we're up against blue at control. Gush is not very good in this type of deck, but still a draw two. We're going to play a slightly better draw two here. Oh, Gideon. Okay, I'm going to play that. Just go white mana, play a land, white, blue, blue, whatever. Play Gideon. Then I'll probably just untap my Basalt Monolith instead of charging Relic. I have like a lot of mana already now. All right, plus Gideon. Pass. Gideon's not quite what it used to be either, but it is kind of a pet card of mine. Yeah, see what... Oh, sorry, I forgot to pull this up again. I think this should be a little bit higher because I don't like it being over my cards. That's why it's up here, yeah. Okay. Lyra Dawnbringer. Okay. Don't usually see that card in the main deck either. We're kind of against a funky blue-white control deck, but their deck doesn't look bad. Yeah. We're just going 3 mana, untap this. Showdown. Okay, I kind of want to just showdown here. I can even just tap my Basalt Monolith if I want. I mean, I don't know if it's necessary. I can also just like, I want to save my colored mana, I think actually. Let's just do it. And then go red. I guess I tap like this. White, red, play showdown. I think it's better than Dig Through Time, honestly. Could be wrong here because I do want to find an answer to this. Okay, well, that's an answer for sure. So let's go just play Fractured Identity right now. They just concede. Yeah. I mean, we were just going to Fractured Identity this, attack for 6. We had like, we could have played Shelldock this turn. Then we had like Metamorph, copy Elira. Let's see what we could have done this turn. That was actually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I guess all I could have done was Fractured Identity, play Shelldock. But then next turn we get to like Metamorph, copy a Showdown. Or no, I can't copy Showdown, but I could copy Lyra or play Solemn, play whatever I hit off Showdown. Let's see what we would have gotten. I guess a Factor Fiction or a Thief. Sweet. I think this should be a decent matchup because their deck's not that fast and we have so much inherent power in our cards. I think I'm just going to run it here. They showed Soul Ring, so Trigon and Ancient Grudge are both good. They just went turn 1 Soul Ring, but then didn't really do anything after that. All right. Can we 2-1 this draft? Snap, keep this hand. We have a Grudge. We have good mana. We have a Signet. We have our Ugin. And even mana, like a lot of mana to cast it. This hand looks great. I think I'm just going to go Foothills Pass. And do I crack it for Sacred Foundry? Because I have a Simic Signet for green mana, so Yeah, I think I'm just getting Sacred Foundry here. Then I have red mana for Grudge. Can get Sacred Foundry and then play Courtyard. See, taking all those lands was pretty sweet. I know our deck ended up clunky, but Wall of Omens, we have like we were able to just play all these powerful cards that we got later, like Grudge and stuff, because we had mana to support essentially five colors. So pretty sweet. I like drafting like this. Let's go Sacred Foundry, right? I guess I could go Steam Vents. Forgot about that. Gives me an extra blue source. I have double white in hand already. I could go triple blue. I guess it's just better to go Steam Vents. Then let's just play a Signet. Next turn I can just play Worn Power Stone. Yeah, this draw's looking sweet. Give me something to grudge. Oh god, Mentor. Okay, well, let me resolve this Ugin. I think I'm just gonna go Island, Worn Power Stone. We're just ramping over here. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So in 2 turns I can Ugin. And I can dig next turn. Council of Judgment, my Worn Power Stone. Okay, that's a problem. They also trigger Mentor. That is not good. Be interesting if they hit my Simic Signet here. No, they don't. I wanted them to play an artifact, but not so lucky. So 4, so I cannot even play Dig now. Now I just can't do anything, which sucks. Oh, Fractured Identity. Okay, I'm just gonna cast that, take their Mentor. I think that's just the safest line. So let's just go play that. Fractured Identity, the Mentor. It stops them from making tokens, and I can potentially make tokens. Even next turn, I can dig. Because I have 2 cards in Yard, and I'll have 6 mana. Force a Negation? Jeez. Okay, well, I have to survive to Ugin now. It's going to be rough. Mentor into Council's Judgment into Force. Pretty strong. I mean, they might not be able to cast spells here. They're only on 3 mana. So I can take 4 here, but any spell is plus 3 damage. It's a lot. And both of these were exile effects, so not putting cards in my graveyard, it sucks. Brutal. Okay, so hopefully they have no spell next turn and I'm just taking 4. Containment Priest, sure. Is that just a main deck Containment Priest? Play a land tapped, attack for 6, I go to 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I think I'm just going to be dead here. But they're not attacking with Containment Priest. I mean, they could have a spell next turn for lethal. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just want to make sure I'm not messing up. Oko. All right. Well, I can go land, Oko, make a food, and then I can crack food to stay alive potentially. I think that's better than activating Colonnade to block. I don't want to make any of their things a 3/3. Let's just create a food, go up to 6 loyalty. If they have a spell, this is 7, 8, 9 damage. That's not lethal, so they're going to have to send things at Oko. And a land I can cast Ugin still. I also have Grudge available and Crack Food. Fractured Identity, the Oko. Okay, I mean, this is still beatable because, oh, they can make their Wall of Omens into a 3/3 Elk. Is that lethal? I think it is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they created a food. Oh my god, they're giving me a chance. If they made this into an elk, it loses defender, correct? Loses all abilities. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I grudge the food here. Maybe I just don't even care, but I have to draw land anyway, and this leaves them with nothing on the battlefield. And my grudge in the yard also makes it cheaper to cast in the future. I think I'm just gonna do it. I don't know if it's right, but land. No. This doesn't actually work because they can just um, elk my worm. So I just needed a land there. I I actually couldn't have left up grudge because I could have grudged my worm in response, but I actually wasn't able to do that because if I just tap these 6 lands, my Simic Signet doesn't work. I guess what I could have done is gone. It doesn't matter. I mean, I was dead here. They're just going to attack with all. All right, they got me with Mentor plus Force Negation. That'll happen. They have a Fractured Identity as well. They have Containment Priest. I mean, that doesn't really do anything against me. I can play an Oblivion Stone, which I don't really want to do. All right, I think I'm fine just to run it again. This looks fine. I was so close to still Uganing there. Like I had it out to win. All right, 1 land. I'm gonna mulligan. All right, I'll keep this. I think I just put back a land. I even have a turn 4 Frost Titan, even if I never hit a land drop. So let's keep this. Put back Mountain. Just lead Sheldock Isle. Showdown or Oko. I feel like at the point in the game when this is going to be active, Showdown's going to be better. Could be wrong, but um, it's so far away of activating Shelldock at this point that it's hard to tell. This is just like a draw 4 late in the game seems better than Oko. All right, Soul Ring. Where's my Ancient Grudge? So close. Now on this mulligan, we do have mana problems, and I do not have the Swamp still because I just refuse to add it in, I guess. Soul Ring can be tough to beat. Tap land into nothing? Are they going to play a Mentor? No. Factor Fiction. I think, I mean, I guess I can only just do one thing. Don't want to see a Council's Judgment here. Because I would love to just play this Frost Titan, tapping down their Soul Ring or their Blue Source. Fractured Identity, my Basalt Monolith. Oh, Lyra. Okay. Lyra is fine. Another land. Interesting. Interesting. Still probably just going Frost Titan. I feel like I'm either tapping down Colonnade or Soul Ring. I think tapping down Soul Ring is better. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to go Frost Titan, tap Soul Ring. I don't need to tap this. I mean, I guess I could just tap the Lyra, but I think I'm supposed to tap Soul Ring here. Just cut them off of a lot of mana on their next turn. I can take a hit off this. I can win the long game potentially. It's also harder to answer Frost Titan if they have less mana, so I definitely like tapping down Soul Ring here. Because now this can not get Council's Judgment next turn. I mean, I could always get Pathed or Plowed or something, yeah. So they had the Plow, that sucks. It's basically worst case scenario. So I gain 6. Now the option is, do I play Solemn or Factor Fiction? We'll see what I draw. And a Ponder. Okay. Blue-white control, good archetype. A lot of strong cards. They Ponder, they did not shuffle. I almost like just going Solemn. It just increases my overall mana. Yeah, let's just go Solemn. Kind of getting beaten down by his Lyra, but again, I don't know if that's going to decide the game. It could. Just have to get Mountain here because I don't have Swamp. Definitely should have had one Swamp in the deck. If it was just the Solemn, I'd say probably not worth. But with Marsh Flats, 100% should have had Swamp. That'll happen. These decks are hard to build, and I'm not like agonizing over my decisions for too long. Oh wow, they're just going in. Interesting. They pondered, didn't shuffled, and then that was their play. All right, well, Grudge is really good, right? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess I want to tap correctly and just Factor Fiction right now. Well, I'm more likely to be able to resolve it. I guess they could force of negation here. Maybe I should have Factor Fictioned on their turn. Okay. So they did force it. Pitch Sower. Now I Grudge. They can't activate this. That buys me a couple turns. All right. Can potentially come back here. Wall of Omens, sure. See if they miss a land drop. They do. They hit me down to 7, so I do need to find an answer at some point here. By some point, I mean in 2 turns. Concealed Courtyard. That's a black source. Pretty far off activating the Shell Dock still. I think what I'm supposed to do is just untap this Basalt Monolith here. That way, if I draw Ugin, I can cast it. Yeah, I think I was supposed to Factor Fiction on their turn. Parallax Wave. Interesting. Okay, resolves. So they can exile my Solemn if they want. I guess they don't care. They can exile their own stuff. Now Ugin doesn't really do it, right? Because they can exile their own creatures and then Parallax Wave dies. Yeah, I'm definitely in trouble here. I can chump one turn with Colonnade next turn. Oh, I guess I can't because of Wave. Yeah, Wave is a strong card as well. Not sure what I can do here. Just not going to do it. I can activate a Colonnade and attempt to block, but it's, again, not looking good. If they just don't go for Parallax Wave on my Colonnade for some reason, I survive, but I think they're going to do it. Why would they not? I guess I could have grudged. I could have grudged my own Solemn to draw one card. So what if I just went play Simic Signet, play Grudge, 1 mana floating, and draw a card? Not sure. I mean, this shouldn't work if they just activate, which they should do. GG's. 1-2. like I said, not too surprising. This deck wasn't great. It wasn't that exciting. Can I go back to the game? Return to game. So we could have drawn a card into Marsh Flats, and then, yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, our deck wasn't that explosive. We just weren't able to really get there. We got crushed by Caleb. I thought we were going to beat that blue-white player in the end, but they had some good draws games 2 and 3. Fun league, fun draft. My name is Max. Thanks for watching. This is youtube.com/snapbolt. Please subscribe, like this video. Thanks so much. Peace.